I believe that where our industry has been for pretty much a century is mechanistic. So we still use calculus in our analysis of our buildings, and we're creating machines. Our buildings are machines. Our design, our site design is in favor of the car and other machines, and we're not thinking holistically. But for at least a century, we've had the science and the math and the physics that allow us to think differently. And we're already using technology that's based on quantum science to do our drawings, but we're not translating that into quantum buildings. Buildings are really dynamic now. They should be really thought of as a system to support a community for generations. And we have the ability now to work together in a non-siloed way to come up with more complex solutions and to predict the results and the performance through our technology. And that's a tremendous advantage that we haven't had until very recently, the ability to predict these projects that are really at a massive scale. I think there was a time when designers and builders understood intuitively how to connect to the sun and the wind and the earth and the ecosystems. But when we scaled up, we lost that connection. And what we're really doing is using the technology and leveraging it to reconnect back to solar power for natural daylighting and heating, wind for ventilation and cooling, the earth itself for geocooling and heating. Just a simpler approach that is a result of, funny enough, a more complex science and technology. It allows us to really create a dynamic system that is more in sync with nature and more supportive of the ecosystem. It's happening all over the world. Europe is probably taking the lead, but if you look at China, they're really focused on eco-cities. If you look at Singapore, I just returned from Singapore, they're doing amazing things there, tremendous things there. It's happening all over the world where people are realizing that, we can have beautiful buildings and wonderful developments that are good for plants and people. The way our companies are set up right now is not conducive to this kind of design and construction. So I believe that one of the biggest transformations we're going to see is in the shape of companies. I think we're going to get rid of the siloing. I think we're going to have what we call now integrated companies are going to get larger. And I think construction and design is going to merge so that we won't have that line between them. And I think that we're also going to blur the line between construction and operations. So it'll be a virtual building that we will create that will run seamlessly from design through construction and on into operation.